In this video, I'll demonstrate how we can paint Moonlight. We will use tints, which is a color mixed with white, and shades, which is a color mixed with black. The very first color, which is a very light blue, goes right next to the circle. Start inside the ring instead of at the edge. Notice that I turned my brush for a skinny line. Then I pressed my brush down for a thick line. I smooth out the paint slowly, looking for where there's a glob. Wherever there's a glob of paint, I try to spread it out a little more smooth. I try to paint close to the edge of the circle last. That way I have more control. I start near the center and then I work my way towards the edge. Try to smooth out all the globs. All right, once your first ring is done, you might have a lot of leftover paint. That's okay, we'll just darken it for the next ring. We're going to wash our brush by holding the cup with one hand and swirling the brush at the bottom of the cup. Don't let it drip all over your artwork. Squeeze the brush dry, but don't squeeze it so hard that your brush gets ruined. Time to see how to mix. I'll add colors that look a little darker each time, and then you will hold the lid down with one hand so that it doesn't wiggle around. Try not to get paint on your fingers though, and then swirl the brush and also flip the brush back and forth. Notice that one side of the brush touches the paint, and then I flip it to the other side, back and forth. As you apply the paint, remember to stay near the center at first and then slowly work your way towards the edge of the ring. Smooth out the globs. Make your paint look even so that there's no white spots. Every time we add more color to the plastic lid, we wash and dry our brush. Please don't let your water spill. That could definitely hurt your artwork today and ruin it. Sometimes we'll put another lid on top of the paint that we have because there's no time to wash the lid. On the third ring, we're going to mix two shades of blue. This is going to give us a medium blue. As you move your brush across your paper, watch out for the drips. If you look closely, you can see I had a lot of paint on my brush, which is okay, but the paint dripped right onto my paper. I'm glad that's not dripping in the middle of the moon, so it's okay to put on a lot of paint, but watch out that you're not dripping it all over. Keep dipping your brush and painting all the white spots. Sometimes students just paint with a dry brush because they just keep spreading out the same paint, but it's better if you apply more paint by continuously dipping your brush back into the color that we're using. We're going to be generous with how much paint we use. Remember to hold your paint down as you mix. Try not to get it on your fingers. Notice that my brush travels away from where I already painted. I'm traveling below the moonlight, and then I put the brush onto an empty spot and just fill in all of the white spots. Also, it's okay to let the paint go right onto the messy mat as you fill in all the way to the very edge. Try not to get it on the desk though. I hope you enjoyed the moonlight painting.